in remembrance of CJ. Drove the hearse Cadillac. A crowd of people gathered round, all dressed in black. And as they removed his body from the car, such pain she never knew it filled her heart. Why, oh why, I heard his mother cry. But oh Lord, it was the beginning of her end. Justice for CJ. In a mother's love, you will find everything's alright. To a mother's love, you are bound. You can rest on sacred ground. You are free to dream, because she sees what you can be. Did you know that mental health is a family affair? It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Well, one child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mama loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mom. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Oh, a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave because your heart is there. But you can't stay because you've been somewhere else. You can't cry because you look broke down. But you're crying anyway because you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Well, it's a family affair. Hey, hey, hey. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be, so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Greetings and welcome to the Tiger's Den. This is the voice of Cheryl, and I am Toothless Tiger. I'll be joining you guys in just a moment. You know, if you look at the thumbnail, the title is just one of those days. And this happens to be just one of those days. And when I think about that, sometimes I think about Monica and singing her song, Don't Take It Personal. It's just one of those days. And I love that song. But it's so many things that happens in the course of a week. And nobody knows what nobody is going through. And it's a song that's really been on my heart. So I'm going to sing a little of this song and then I'm going to come online. And it goes a little something like this. Tragedies are commonplace. All kind of diseases. People are slipping away. Economy's down. I can't get enough pay. As for me, all I can say is thank you, chat, for all you've done for me. Hey, it could have been me outdoors with no clothes and no shoes. Oh, just alone without one friend or just another number to a tragic end. But you didn't see fit to let none of these things stay. And every day by your power, you keep on keeping me. I want to say thank you, chat, for all you do for me. I want to thank you for your views. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your engagement in the chat. I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. You don't know what you do for me. And I say thank you, chat, for all you do for me. Every Cash App, every Super Chat, every message, every phone call, I just want to say thank you for all that you do for me. Having said that, welcome to the Tiger's Den. And I'm glad you all are here. I don't really have a particular anything I want to talk about today. So if you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about, then we can talk about it. I see different things on YouTube, and I've been going different places. And this is a T-shirt, and it's Anthony Dewberry's T-shirt, and where Nike has the little swoosh, but he says, "Just do it." That's it. Just do it. And I thought that was a hell of a T-shirt because I look at him and I love that T-shirt. So I ordered the T-shirt. And if you guys are interested in ordering the T-shirt, you can go to his channel, Anthony Dewberry official page. And they're doing some great things. He's the sidekick of Charleston White. And they're doing some great things trying to get a building to have a gym for the kids because they have a love of boxing and to teach them how to box. And another beautiful thing about their story is it's about a group of 50 guys that most of them have all been to prison. As a matter of fact, all of them have criminal records, but they were in the youth institution together. And most of them all went to prison in their home, and their fathers and their grandfathers, and they're men of valor and nobility. And what they're doing is trying to give back. And so they have a lot of different things that they're doing and places that they're going. And that really, really, really means a lot, especially around this time of year. As we all know, it's about time for school to start again. And we have a lot of parents that are, along with their everyday struggles, they're going to have issues with school supplies, uniforms, especially if they have more than one or two children that's going to be attending school. And so one of the reasons we all came together on YouTube, and that's what's so disheartening to me, because the spirit in which we came and the joy in which we all had when we first came was to come together and build as a community in your own cities and states, and then of course a YouTube community. However, we are a community that is divided on YouTube, and it seems to be no hope of coming together. But as an individual, if it's something that you had purposed in your heart that you wanted to do for anybody, then I suggest that you do it. And perhaps if you know a couple of people in your city, even your state, maybe you guys can get together and do something, because again, it's getting to be all over the United States time for the children to go back to school, and they will need support. And we do know that there are a lot of organizations that do give actual support. And so I would ask you to do your own thing, not necessarily take your money and, make it available for other people, because they don't always do what they say they're going to do. But if you do what you choose to do, then whatever it is that you choose, it will be done. Let me see. I'm looking at y'all talking and see what y'all laughing and talking about in here in the chat. I want to say greetings to everybody, starting with Madria. Iceberg. We want to welcome Iceberg to the membership. We got a new member. Thank you so much, Iceberg. Crystal, so glad to see you. You almost beat me here. Thank you. So Alicia, it's really good to see you. Phyllis, glad you're here. As always. That's my sidekick. We've been working awfully hard on some things. And I want to say congratulations to her. She won an award on yesterday, and it was monetary for her business that she has and for the things that she does for banquets and parties and for like school children, trophies, step in repeats when you want to take pictures, balloons, the big numbers with the lighting and all of that good stuff inside the numbers. She does event planning and decorating, and she's awesome at what she does. And so I want to congratulate her for that. Astatar, the remixtress, it's so good to see you. Let me see. Astatar told Crystal, I've seen you all day, literally. Stop following me around. Eddie spoke to the remixtress. Hey, haven't seen you in forever. It's awesome to see you again. Crystal said, Astatar, I'll try, but who knows? And Astatar say, hey, you too, Madria, stop following me. And the remixtress says, yes, it's been a minute since I caught a live. Definitely miss Toothless and you all. I'm glad you were able to make it. And Camilla Life, hello. Glad you joined us. So as I was saying, it's just kind of like one of those days when you're kind of feeling a little melancholy and you don't really know how you're feeling because you have so many things going on with you, and you're grateful for all that you have, because I had to put my car in the shop, to get its service maintenance, and these prices today are astronomical. But you do what you can and you keep moving, and you're just grateful that you're able to do, as opposed to having to do and not able to do it. It's so much going on the YouTube streets, and sometimes we got to kind of put that stuff out of our system. No matter how crazy people talk about me or anyone, how low they're willing to go. Sometimes, I listen and record for, my purposes. But sometimes even then, you got to let that stuff go. If you don't, it'll overwhelm you and it'll overtake you, especially from people that you don't know. And on YouTube, people love to remind you how you don't know them. And since they're so quick to remind you of that, we need to remain cognizant of that when they're spewing these vicious lies. And boy, do they spew some lies. Some of it is so, crazy that it's literally funny. And you find yourself laughing at the people who are actually talking about you. It's funny like that sometimes. And then the desire of people to flag your channel, and you're talking about building, and they're trying to take your channel down. And I heard that Miss 504 lost her channel. And of course, everybody wants to point the finger and point the blame. But I think that it comes down to self-evaluation and to see what would make a person lose their channel. Is there any merit to a person losing their channel? Because you would have to be in violation of some sort of rule, I would believe, in order for you to lose your channel. And so I don't know what that is comprised of, because I didn't look at Miss 504, so I don't know what, her storyline was. But I know that before she lost her channel this time, her storyline was Sister T, and it was all negative. So I don't know if that's the way she went when she came back, or if she went something different. When you hear people say they don't look at these people, that's really a true statement, whether, I believe it or not, because I know what I look at. And so I know it has to be true, because I know if I'm disciplined enough not to look at certain people, then certainly other people can be too. Although some people look out of curiosity. But I was always taught to run from trouble, not to run to it. And a lot of these so called beasts that these people have, it can get inside of you and it can help really destroy your joy. And one of the things I like about Iceberg that he does every morning, he tried to at least, he may miss a morning or two, but he tried to tell us about, that's a phone call I'm not going to get to take, but he tried to tell us um, about taking care of ourselves mentally. And that has to do with our emotions. And it has to do with our thinking. Because oftentimes we'll tell ourselves things and get all upset about something. And in the 33rd, it has nothing to do with us. We may have misinterpreted a word or misunderstood what someone said. And we'll take it and get all discombobulated when it really didn't have the meaning or the effect that it should have had on us, because it wasn't what we made it out to be. And so I'm in that space where you have to really protect your energy and protect your thoughts. And you got to think happy thoughts, good thoughts. And everything is not happy and everything is not good. People are leaving here every day, young and old, with no rhyme and no reason. I looked at a story on the internet, and it was about this officer, and he was a highly decorated officer in Broward County, Florida. And he seen some injustices in his department. And being who he was, he reported it. And then he became the enemy. And so the blatant attacks on my character and my name pales in comparison to what this man had to endure, because he ended up going to prison actually for 18 months for doing the right thing. So you can do the right thing and wrong things can happen to you. I see it every day. I live it every day on this YouTube. And I'm only on here twice a week. But it is amazing. Twice a week, and I have the effect that I have on individuals. And of course, that's who I am. So it's not amazing that I have that effect on them. What's amazing is what comes with it. Generally, if you're a person that's talked about as much as I'm talked about, and curiosity would make people flock to see what I would talk about. That doesn't happen. And of course, we hear people say the ugliest things, and people don't like you and they're not interested in what you have to say. We know that's a lie. I have 23 people in the chat and 8 likes. If I can, I would ask everyone to check and see if you hit the like button, because the engagement really does help us with YouTube. The days of all the big numbers and everybody trying to be the number one stunner is over. They're really looking for engagement, and they really want content that they can put an advertisement on, and so that they can make money, and of course we can make money. And that means a lot, because everybody doesn't have to give. I appreciate everybody who has a membership. Anyone who's considering becoming a member, please feel free to do so. I have memberships at the lowest tier up until $24.99 per month. It's your choice. But I have it as low as 99 cents, believe it or not. But it really means a lot just for you guys to show up and participate in the chat. and talk back and forth and laugh and have fun. That's what this is all about for me. And so I tried to start it out telling us about my journey, about who we were and who we are, and how we can do things differently. And some people receive and some people don't. But there's only so much of that you can say on a platform that doesn't belong to you. And so that's why I gave keys. And what you can do is you can do some research and do some reading. Reading is fundamental, and it certainly helps the brain stay alive if you're not an active person. And I'm not a very active person mobily, but I do use my brain and my mind as often as I can. Sometimes probably too much, but I'm grateful that I'm able to do that still. Asatar said, "Man doesn't lie." I'm gonna show y'all. Skinless has picked up 30,000 subs since he started talking about Toothless since August 21st. In that same span, she hasn't gained any. The math ain't mathing. No, I haven't. And the one or two that I gain, I lose just as quick as I gain them. And that's funny. I mean, it's really, really, really funny. And I can't get too perturbed about it because I'm a firm believer in whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. And I only come on twice a week. And so I can live with what I do because it works for me. That may not work for everybody. And Asatar says the only thing that makes sense is that Skinless bought those subscribers. There is no other explanation. And I would have to agree with that. Exactly. And that's the way he float his boat. One thing I love about living life the way I live it, I believe in the karmatic effect. Some people call it the law of reciprocity. It's reaping what you sow. And trust me, whatever you put out, it's going to meet you coming back. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes have a song called Be For Real. And one of the main lines in the song is chances go round. The same people that you meet going up, you meet those same old faces coming down. And you have to know that that's true. One of the things that the police officer said when he got out, when they put him in jail and in prison, they put him in general population with people that he had arrested. And the people loved him so much because he was such a good guy that they actually protected him and did him no harm. He had some hard times, but his hard times mainly came from his own department, the people that he trusted with his life and the people that trusted him. But he said that once he got out, one of the guys that he had arrested many years ago for selling drugs has his own construction company. And he ended up hiring him at $9 an hour. And he went from making, he said, anywhere from $80,000 to $90,000 a year to being reduced to $9 an hour. But he was humble and he took the $9 an hour and went to work. His name is Raymond Hicks, if you guys want to look him up. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. I think the guy's show he was on was Matthew Cox. It was a very good show. And they did an hour interview. And he's so humble. And he didn't know how to read and write when he was a kid. He taught himself how to read and write. And then he went on to be an officer. He was a deputy, actually, a deputy sheriff. Hey, Shantastic, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. Everybody, we have 20 people. We need 10 likes. If we can get 10 likes, I'd greatly appreciate it. And then he went on to go to theology school, and he's also has a PhD in theology. And he was able to go to work for Homeland Security. And after Homeland Security, now he works for Apple, and he travels all over the world now doing special work for Apple. And so his story is really a beautiful one, but it just shows you how innocent, great man can fall from grace. All it takes is for someone to put something on your name, and then someone else to run with it. And then you have the snowball effect. And that's what we get on YouTube. All it takes is for one person that some people idolize to say something negative about you. And then the people that participate in the negativity, even though they know you've done nothing to them, they will never face you and say, I was wrong and I apologize. Forgive me. Maybe they don't want your forgiveness. They don't care about your forgiveness, but they'll never ever admit their wrongness in whatever the situation is. And that is disheartening as a people. And then people can say, well, how do you feel anything? We don't know each other. And they all say that, except for when they want you to support them. Then it's a little bit different. Then we know each other. And everybody that's on here in some way or another want to be supported, even if it's nothing but in their opinion. They want to know that someone agrees with what they see or what they hear. Phyllis says, talk about how we can help our scholars this coming up school year. It's hard out here and the struggle is real. Yeah, it really is. And, we've seen so many people here on YouTube say that they're having back to school drives and shoe drives and things of that nature that don't really pan out. But you as an individual, you can adopt a class, you can adopt children, you can adopt whatever you want. If it's just one child, and perhaps assist in buying their uniforms or buying school supplies. I generally buy school supplies and backpacks. Phyllis, myself, and then all of her friends normally give in, and we all go together, and we don't go shopping together, but we go in together, and then we purchase items, and you just pick a school, pick a class, and or people that because sometimes the very people that are struggling, because we know that the median income is very low in our communities. A lot of people don't make a lot of money, yet they have mouths to feed, and all children in most states, not every state and not every school district, because even some of the school districts in Texas don't require uniforms, but the majority in the larger school districts require uniforms. And sometimes if you don't know an individual child to purchase for, you could just purchase and donate to the school itself. One of the neat things I heard is that some children, they'll give them so many days before they have to wear uniforms. And some children, maybe their parents are not available for them, and they go to school, and some have to sit in the office or in-house suspension because they're not dressed for a class. And so you could even just purchase different sizes of uniforms and donate them to the school so that they can have them available for those children that come to school and don't have uniforms, so that they will be able to participate in the classroom. Education is really something that we all have to work on together, because there's so much that we're missing in education. If you're a person who are good with children and you love to read and write, perhaps you can volunteer your time. And one good thing about working with children, if you volunteer your time at a school, they will do a background check. So you don't have to worry about what manner of adult is around your child, because they will do a background check. You can also Do the same thing at your community centers in your neighborhood. If you are good with children, perhaps you can volunteer in the evenings and do some type of mentorship for the children. And again, anytime you're working with, hi Kelly, glad to see you. Anytime you're working with um, a government entity, and the school system is definitely that, or the community, if you're going through your community with your city or your state, however it runs in your town, then they're going to always do a background check to ensure that you uh, have the mindset to work with children. Phyllis said, how many of us know how to do the new math these schools are introducing? And she's got a little face like, well, not new, because we have always been on the 10 system. They just don't use their fingers and toes. Well, I can tell you, I couldn't help a child learn nothing if that's what we had to do. If we had to help them, no, that I can't help them that way. Now I can get them a uniform or two. I can get them some pencils and some paper, an ink pen and some colors. But if I had to sit down and try to help them with the math, then they would forget everything they knew when they got with me. I wouldn't be able to help them at all. It'll say, okay, is this thing repeating? Just asking. I'm hearing a repeat. I think it could just be me. Uh, yeah, it's probably you. Or you have it on your TV and on your computer, and maybe it's on your phone or something like that. Crystal said, look up small private schools to donate. That's a good idea. Kelly said, instead of standard math, they want to go around the world for one answer. Now, yep, that's so very true. I mean, that's one of the problems. Sometimes, have you ever like worked out an equation and you don't know how you got to the answer, but you got the answer right, and then the teacher wants you to show them how you came up with that answer? That's the kind of stuff that used to confuse my mind. It would blow my mind because I would have the answer correct, but I don't know how I had it correct. I just had it correct. And they would say it's correct, but now I need you to show me how you got there. And I think that's one of the key factors in a lot of our children. We have a lot of little scholars that probably have genius IQs, but because they don't have anyone at home to assist them in breaking down the methodology, then they get lost in the cracks. And, I don't know, maybe some students like that. Certainly, we all know some students who could use some mentoring and some assistance. Their parents could use some help. But another question is, how do you get through to those individuals? Because sometimes you can have the desire to want to help, and you can really want to help. But if you're not invited in to help or receive, then that becomes a whole new issue. But one of the things I would suggest for anybody that have the time is to connect with an organization where you know that you go through the proper channels to be around people's children, and you be in a setting where you're around other people with people's children. That's my suggestion. For the simple reason, children are very resilient and they're very honest. And when they feel that you care for them, they'll start confiding in you things that you might not want to know about their family life. And so a lot of parents That's why you hear them make that statement, what goes on in here stays in here, and things of that nature, is because they don't want people to know what's happening. But the child has a need to get it out. And if you treat them with kindness, then they're going to open up to you. That's what children do. That's the innocence of a child. And they will tell you things. And then you will have to, then, what you say, Krista, who you telling? And then you would have to, okay, I don't either. I don't see it over there. Let me look over here. I don't see it. Oh, no. Hi, Christio. I see Christio, but I don't see it. It's not coming up. I'm trying to see. We just got a membership gifted to us, but I don't see it. So I don't know why it's taking so long to show up. And I can't see all of my chat on YouTube. I was thinking maybe it would be on YouTube because I definitely don't see it on StreamYard. But my YouTube, for some reason, I never can see the chat anymore. I never understood that either. Let me see why I can't see it. Welcome. Let me see. Oh, okay. Well, now I see the chat, but I'm not seeing the membership. I see Christy O gave a super chat, but I don't see the membership. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It's a lot going on. And then we have a lot of false flagging going on and a lot of that kind of stuff going on. It's so sad that we, as a people, would rather destroy each other than to just leave each other alone. If we don't want to work together or work alone, leave each other alone. I don't understand the need to destroy. I have never understood that mentality amongst us as a people. Why do we feel the need to destroy one another? What is it that makes us do that? I don't see the gift either. The the join thing is there, so I don't know if that's what you use to gift with through the join or how. I don't know how it works. I don't know. This is weird. Maybe I'll ask them, once we go out the air, what could that be? Because I don't know what that is. I certainly appreciate it. We need 11 more likes. Everybody check and see if you hit the like. Christy said it may have been purchased or maybe not. He may have thought the purchased one. Okay. Because it would have shown. I don't know. Well, okay. There it is. Or did you do that yourself, Kelly? Let me see. I'm going to look and see. Oh, no. Kelly did that herself. Yay. So we know it works. Welcome. Yeah, I looked, I seen it. Welcome, Kelly. Thank you so very much. I don't know what's going on with this YouTube thing. I think they're just trying to get it together because just not too long ago they had our little. I love the little hands and the heart. And Estatar was having a heart attack because mine was so big, which everybody's was so big, but he just couldn't stand that I was using those things. It was driving him crazy. I don't know. We're gonna find out what happened though. But you know that it went through, right? Well, that's good, Ash. You just hit it. So we got a few more people. We got about 8 more people. That's fantastic, Chrissy. Thank you all so much. Yeah, but one thing that I heard Kelly say she once worked with Child Protective Services, and that's got to be one of the hardest jobs to work with, the decisions that one must make. I worked on the other side of that spectrum, which was health and human services. So my job was to provide benefits for the families, but to have to make the decisions that she had to make and deal with the situations that she had to deal with in her daily experiences had to be very traumatic. I know that the child protective in our area, I knew a few people that worked for them, as well as adult protective services, and they had a great turnaround because of you know, how you're supposed to leave your work at the office and don't bring it home. Those are things that you could not turn off. It wasn't like a faucet. It was something that you actually pined about. You really had some deep feelings and had to make some serious decisions. So anybody that actually worked in that field, I commend them. Just like nurses and doctors, those jobs, I commend anybody that can do that type of service work. Uh, oh, Kelly said she liked the big hands. Boy, Astor used to hate them. Okay, so it did go through. And Phyllis said, yes, schools keeps closed in the nurse's office for students who need assistance. As said, shaking my head, I was getting annoyed. Shut it, wasn't just you. It was Madria too, with her big unicorns. Hey, Ryan. Glad you could make it. We were just talking about preparing to go back to school. Ryan's son yesterday they won championship. What about today, Ryan? How did the game go today? And his other son had a game today. They've been doing great things. They play baseball, and so that's awesome. Yeah, that I know it, Crystal. That's a kind of hard field to be in, and it's on both ends of the spectrum, Crystal. The adult protective services as well as the child protective services, because the elderly and the disabled are equally abused and mistreated, and that's why it's so good to be the best you that you can be while you're able to be, because the time may come when you're not going to be able to care for yourself and you may be at the mercy of someone else. And normally the person that you were good to and kind to and helped, that's not going to be the person that's going to be there for you. It may be a total stranger or someone that you probably didn't particularly care for, but that probably be the very one that's going to be there until your end. So you should always do, as I like to go with the scripture that's written, for as much that lie within you, you do what you can to keep the peace. You can't worry about what nobody else is doing and what they're not trying to keep. You do what you can to keep the peace. And Phyllis said, okay, you are correct. I have it on both. Okay. And then let me see. Madrid said that's the second one. Still don't see the first one. Do you see the second one? I don't see the second one. Yeah, Kelly said yes, turnover is big. Just like when I did food stamp applications. Yeah, see, that's the part I worked on. I worked with the food stamps. AFDC is what we used to call it, aid for families with dependent children, uh, and Medicaid. That's the section that I worked with. And then my niece, she worked with the elderly and the disabled. They did the Medicaid and Medicare for the elderly and the disabled. So that was the unit that she worked in. Uh, it is hard every day. You question your decisions. Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine, especially the people who try to keep the family together because that's what they say in all honesty, that's what they want to do. And then something happens to somebody in the family. And, I'm sure there's nothing you can do. And a lot of people think that people really don't care, but it's a lot of people that care. But you got to cut it off at some point, because if you don't, you wouldn't have a job. You would be totally engulfed in people's situations, and you could never work another case because you would get too deep into individual cases. Oh, y'all lost today. Well, I know don't nobody want to hear this line, but we know we win some and we lose some. We just give it our best. Phyllis said, no, the math at an early age gets the kids ready for geometry. Like now, the math is using more than one operation. And see, that's another thing. If you're like me, I've been out of school for so long. When they say operation and talking about mathematics, I would be so, what are you talking about? Uh, the functions of mathematics. I couldn't break that down. I would have to go to Google, which that's why I really try to stress to everybody that these things are our best friends. And I have my light off tonight. I don't have it as light in here tonight because it really is warm, even though the air condition is working very well and it's cold all over our house. But my room, for some reason, is not so much. And so to keep me cool, I didn't cut on my overhead light tonight. Um, hey, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Imso is a dentist, and I could just see her on Married to Medicine. Don't do it, Imso. Don't do it. Everybody go on these shows and end up getting divorced. But I could just see you on Married to Medicine. I don't know you, but the way Sister T talk about you, I could just tell you a little feisty something. Would be definitely one of my favorites because I really love I really love Dr. Contessa. Okay, a hygienist. Okay, I'll do it the actual dentist. Okay, same difference. I'm gonna put you in the same category. You do the work. Um, Dr. Jackie. I like Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone friendship. And I like Dr. Heavenly. It's just crazy as all New York City. And I used to love Miss Quad. And Phyllis says, people stop trying to harm one another. How sad. Oh, these people don't care. It's all about money for them. Ain't nothing funny. And I am not interfering with their money. They love to talk about how little my audience is. They love to talk about how nobody is over here. So why are they flagging? I don't know, but maybe this is the thing that's the new thing. And that's one of the things that's going to probably help get them off of YouTube, false flagging people. Because I am not saying anything that would cause a person to want to flag my videos, other than the fact that you just want to flag videos. So do what you do. I can't stop people from doing what they do. Let me see what Kelly said. It's the same in my place. Laugh out loud. Cold everywhere but my room. Okay, so you know what that feel like. And Kelly say, I'm so y'all do all the work. Yeah, I'm so said Married to Medicine is one of my favorite. It used to be my favorite. I haven't looked at TV in about 3 years, really, since I kind of been on YouTube. But it used to be my favorite, and I loved it more so when Miss Quad was on there. I really, really love Miss Quad. I loved her and Mariah together more than I did separate. I didn't like it when they fell out and stuff because they were so funny with their own little language and people act like Quad changed, but she didn't. She always was feisty when she came on there. That's who she was. She was a sharp dresser and a Delta and was proud of it. And I just loved everything about them. Toya had to grow on me. She's about the only one that really had to grow on me. But all the other ladies, and I love seeing Dr. Jackie with her husband, Curtis. I was so hurt when they went through their little deal. And I know some of this stuff, and most of it is scripted and all that good stuff, but they really put on a good show. They may overdo it sometimes, but they really did put on a good show. Oh, and so you get to give anesthesia? Well, you might be more important if you get to administer anesthesia. Kelly said, I don't know why people don't see that they end their own YouTube careers. Yeah, I don't get that either. I really love the way you broke that down. Um, Although you was really reading, I love the way you broke that down. when people are blaming other people for people's channels. It's their behavior, and they have to be violating the guidelines. They're just not taking down channels because you know you who you are. Nobody knows who we are. And all of this algorithm talk that these people do is just crumb crazy. And they really have people believing that they are the algorithm, but it has nothing to do with individuality. It has to do with whatever it is that they set that program by to read whatever it is that they're reading. Um, it is getting tougher, and I don't see why we don't see that. And it would be better for people to build together than to tear each other apart. And I just don't understand why so much hatred at a time when we're doing so much better, supposedly. We have so many more opportunities. Why on God's green earth would these people do and act and say the things that they do and act and say? But then who am I and what do I know? Okay, y'all diagnosed, the doctor asked us, okay. Well, I have my little cousin, and she's my little cousin by marriage. She is a dentist. She is a surgeon. She is an MD, and she is a scientist. And she holds several PhDs. She is awesomely beautiful. Awesomely beautiful. And she's just fantastic. She's awesome. You trying to be nice for weeks? Well, baby, you did a nice nasty the other night. It was absolutely warranted because, as you were saying, that it goes what you put out. And I think that that's what a lot of people don't really understand. What you put out is what you get back. It doesn't mean that bad thing doesn't happen to good people. I know it does because it happened to me. But that's part for the course. You have to have experiences in order to be able to help somebody go through an experience. If you've never experienced nothing, then how can you tell me the pain of something if you've never felt the pain? Or the joy of something if you've never felt the joy? So it comes with the territory. And I have that effect on people. So I've been like that my whole life. It's nothing new on YouTube, even though I don't know these people. But it doesn't take us knowing people because we do know their character. We do know what they show us. And we do know that most of them are full of Wolf brand chili. We do know that. We can see that. Their actions tell us that. But what they don't understand is I am unbreakable. I grew up in the hood like most people that look like me. And we came from humble beginnings. And I'm still at the humbled stage of life. We aspire to be, and then we go out to be the best that we can be. But I'm not moved by people and what they possessed in their numbers and this or that. I was a giver, and that's because I am a giver. It wasn't because I was hoping that that was going to buy my ticket to anywhere. Because one thing I know about respect and I know about love is those things that you cannot buy them. You cannot demand them. They're given by way of earning them. And if a person can't, you move on. That's like one of my things that I turned to was The Toxic Parent. And I really enjoyed sharing that book. But one of my videos, when I was talking about it, these people flagged it. So that, it was really like not conducive to, I don't know, YouTube's mission. I really don't know what the mission is anymore. And that book is really a book that was written by Dr. Susan Forward, who's written quite a few self-help books. And I truly believe in self-help. I believe in the you factor more than anything in life, because if you don't do it, then it won't get done. It's all about you, whoever you are. And I believe in that. And I brought that mantra to you. And toxic parents was really a way to, you're not blaming your parents. It helps you to understand the different things that could have happened to you along the way that help formulate who you have become today. Hi, Dee. It's good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Yeah, that was beautiful. So I'm going to take this moment, as y'all know I love to do, and play one or two of my little songs. And I'll play some of the songs that we used to love listening to and laughing at, as I put some respect on this beautiful gift. Y'all about to bring me to tears. Thank you so very much.
Your face. You got to remove the excess water. Now she's coming
This
down.
is how you do it.
Thank you.
Let me take you back to my elementary school days. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do anything to these people. But I'm being bullied anyway. We will stop the bullying. And it starts with me. My new hashtag, not me. Texas in the South, Louisiana in the South, Georgia in the South, Florida in the South. Everybody do the shark boy. Hey, shark boy. Everybody do the shark boy. Hey, shark boy. I said he's sitting on the beach and playing in the sand. The people want to swim and he's snapping at their hand. I said he's sitting on the beach. They're playing in the sand. The people trying to swim and he's snapping at their hand. Do the shark boy. Hey, shark boy. Everybody do the shark boy. Hey, shark boy. I said he's sitting on the beach and playing in the sand. The people trying to swim and he's snapping at their hands. I said he's playing on the beach, sitting in the sand. People trying to swim and he's snapping at their hands. Do the shark boy. Hey. So now we've been reduced to voodoo dolls. I think that's awful. But who am I? So this is what I did, sir. I told the witch doctor, I'm tired of you bullying me. I told the witch doctor, not me in 2003. I told the witch doctor, you need to leave me be. And the witch doctor told me, this is how you must be free. You go ooh ah, bing ting, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Toot wah wah wah, ding maga ling ding. So every time you pacemaker blast, I send it back to you 100-fold. I don't believe in that stuff, and neither should you. But do what you do, and just remember, ooh ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. He's in love with the chokehold, known as a buster and a wrangler. He's in love with the chokehold, goes by the name of Texas Strangler. He's in love with the chokehold. He got his hand around her neck. He's in love with the chokehold. He said you ain't seen nothing yet. He's in love with the chokehold. That's my name, my car, my house. He's in love with the chokehold. I'm feeling scared as a church mouse. He's in love with the chokehold, known as a buster and a wrangler. He's in love with the chokehold, known as the Texas Strangler. We're not against content. We're not against content creators and supportive subscribers. But we are against those bullies, stalkers, and harassers. It's the thuggish, ruggish cons. 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 You got Gotti, Retro 813, Black Mondo's in the house, Lady D, Jay's in the house, and Skinny, the Don. You know, sometimes in a relationship, be it male or female, we tend to not want to let go. No matter what's going on in our relationship, we just want to hold on. Sometimes we find ourselves singing this song. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying, and you're gonna love me. Ooh, 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 love me. You're gonna love me. And I am telling you, I'm not going, even though the rough times are showing. There's just no way, there's no way. We're part of the same place. We're part of the same time. We both share the same blood. We both have the same mind. And time we've had so much to share. No, 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 no. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning, and finding that there's nobody there. Darling, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. You see, there's just no way. There's no way. Tear down the mountains, yell, scream, and shout. Like you can say what you want to. I'm not walking out. Stop all the rivers, push, strike, and kill. I'm not going to leave you. There's no way I will. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, 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 no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. Not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying. And you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. Yes, you are. Ooh, ooh, love me. Ooh, 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 love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. You're gonna love me. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it is a little bit frightening. Make sure you have expert timing. There is little skinny mister and his underboss muddy black. They be lying up front and recording you in the back. From a hit the cash app to make the haters mad. Through your super chats, they would have stolen all you had. Everybody was YouTube fighting. Ha! Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Ha! Make sure you have expert timing. YouTube fighting. Hands and feet. Fast as lightning. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. All righty then. I thought I'd just spice it up with a little music. Let's see what I missed here. I see acetar. Kelly said, did another person say voodoo too? Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, they pulled a voodoo doll out on me, and they was doing the pacemaker blast, knocking my pacemaker out my chest. And Phyllis said, do you think since the saying is you can't buy love, then perhaps one can rent love or put it in the layaway? They try. Ryan said the toxic parents hit home. If so, say play it good. Yep, Kelly, they did. Don't encourage her, bro. She just be out there epping up MFers' heads. I'm glad, if so, that you have a good time. Asatar said, and Kelly, I was working at Grant one night and kids' Pee Wee football team was using our high school's football field, and it was 8 p.m. and I asked them to leave because they only had the field for 6 to 8. They said, so these are my songs. Astor said, and one of the parents started doing this weird, like voodoo type of chant, for lack of a better term, and come some find out later she was Haitian and was trying to put some kind of hex. Okay, she was really putting it on you. Okay. Okay, Alicia says she only botched one haircut, y'all, on Friday. She's doing real good because she's cutting hair that she's not accustomed to, which is a total different texture. And I told her that was fantastic. Oh, if so, you got to hear the story about that Jennifer Holiday. We were on a cruise and we did karaoke. So I waited till everybody that looked like us left the room. And I got up there and, that was the only song I saw Mike could try to do. Because I really can't sing. I just love to sing. So I got up there and, I had just cut all my hair off and girl thought I was too cute. And I was up there and I was full of them little Bahama mamas. And I got to sing in my song. And right when it got close to the end, I was getting ready to hit my last love, me. And she asked these people, and all of them were Europeans, sitting down there to my, when she gonna sit down? And I bust out laughing so hard I couldn't finish my song, so I've been mad ever since. So every chance I get, I sing my song. And when these people started messing with me, then I thought this was a great, great opportunity to sing my song. Now I just made it over because we're all trying to change the tenor of what's going on YouTube, although these people are not trying to change nothing. We are. And then I got another page that I have for to talk like they talk and have a little fun. But this one, they're trying to take my page also. So I just thought I would just do it differently. But these are my parodies. And this is the one that I sung that they strike me on 1,000 times. They don't want this song to play. But this is the first one that I did on here. I am telling you, I'm not going. Not me, Skinny. You're the worst man I'll ever know. There's no way I could ever go. No way. Look at the fat woman with no teeth. No way. I'm going without you. We're going to court together. And I hope you stay free. I'm going, and you And you going with me. Ooh, 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 with me. You're going with me. Ooh, ooh, skinny. Ooh, ooh, skinny. Ooh, ooh, skinny. You're gonna go with me. Okay, that was my first one that I did. And someone used to really like this one. You can't beat skinny giving, no matter how hard you try. He'll keep on messing up. Do or die. He has minions in the chat that told me what he's doing. You keep on dodging. Thank you, super hostification. 'Cause you can't beat skinny giving. Do or die. You can keep dodging and dodging and dodging and dodging, no matter how hard you try. But we will meet in the federal court. That ain't no lie. You can't beat skinny giving. Thank you, super horsification. You did it. Yeah, you did it. And I made that one over too. Because what all of them came to know is what I came to know. And that is, you don't have to do anything to this person for them to turn on you. And he started turning on them like he did me. And so I changed the song lyrics to fit the occasion. And now I have a tag team against me. One goes by Madea, and the other one, of course, is Skinless. And so this is the new version. You can't beat the tag team giving, no matter how hard you try. They'll just keep on telling lies on videos. Do or die. They'll send trolls in your chat to get you all bent. You just keep going and stay focused on the content, because you can't beat the tag team giving. That ain't no lie. It is written, shun the very appearance of evil, and don't let your good be evil spoken of. See that old man over there in his chair? This old man is living in the bottle. He done quit his 9 to 5. He drink full time, and now he's living in the bottle. Well, see that old man over there in his chair? This old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. Now he done pawned off everything, his old woman wedding ring for the bottle. Well, and don't you think it's a crime when time after time people living in the bottle? These people living in the bottle, y'all. And then we have one that's such a professional with doxing, and they love doxing. And people think that it's okay for them to dox. The time has come for us. Stop messing around. I almost thought you really were serious about stop bullying. Oh, Mondo. So many times I thought you were sincere. For you to say I found the charges in my ear, Mondo. You start doxing. Oh, my heart was yearning for you to file charges against Skinny Mister. My heart was a yearning for you to file the charge. Oh, my heart was yearning for you to file the charge. Mondo can keep doxing everybody's life. Mondo doxing everybody's life. You can't Mondo doxing everybody's life. Mondo doxing everybody's life. You can't Mondo doxing everybody's life. Mondo doxing everybody's life. Oh, no. So I made up all of those songs to help me cope with the craziness that was going on. With all the names that I was being called, all the lies that was being told on me, I chose to take another route and just to make humor out of them. And I used to just sit up here and start singing. And I decided to just start making songs. And as Sator told me that I had a whole album. And so I just did what I did to help keep it fun for me, because the fun had gone out of YouTube. And I came on here to really have fun and just share my life, share my experience. I didn't have any particular mission, but I wanted to share my journey on what I learned in finding out who we were before we were known as slaves. And so that's what I came on here doing for no other reason. And I thought as a people, we were all beginning to come to this kumbaya moment, and we would make a difference in our own communities. One of the things I was thinking about while I was listening to the music is that as far as helping children, there may be some people that you know, and you may already do this. There may be some people that you know that have children that are teenagers, and they may have smaller children, and maybe the parents work, and they have Lunchables, and they're not the most nutritious food, but they do have some with nutritional things in it. And then they have like the dinners. They're not the same as the TV dinners we used to eat. They have some that really, have good food in them. And so perhaps to help ease someone that you know with children, especially that are teenagers and older, and they have younger siblings, then perhaps you could even gift them with some Lunchables or some dinners, so that when they get out of school, if they're what we know as latchkey kids, and they come home and their parents haven't made it home to cook for them, then they can probably prepare something for themselves and their siblings, and they won't necessarily burn up the house. doing it. Also, you can always give fruit. Fruit is always good, but of course, you want to know the people that you give the fruit to, because most of them are single, and a lot of people don't want to just take stuff like that from anybody. So it's just so much that we really can do to just show people that they matter, and that somebody see their struggle and somebody is interested in helping them, because that's the feeling that we all got when we first came together in this sector, was we were all going to be working together toward a common goal. I believe in the Army saying, and I've never been in the military, but my family members were in the military, and I have two brothers that served in the military. And the Army has adopted the saying as become an army of one. So we all can work independently as one toward the same goal to get the result that we want to see. And again, if we have more than one person in one particular city, it would be beautiful if we could work together as a unit. But as we can see, we can't even do our own shows without people trying to make us feel bad or cause confusion in our chats. And that's one thing that I love about the people that I visit their chats now, is that we really have a handle on our chats, and we're not just going to allow anything to go on in the chats. This is not about coming together and fighting and feuding. It's about coming together and moving forward, doing something greater than what we did before. Um, Sometimes, if you're like me, it's not much you're going to do, but you can do what you can do. So I'm not going to do a lot physically, but what I will do is try to support in the way that I can. And I don't have a lot of finances, but I don't mind sharing mine for the better and the greater good, because that's what it's supposed to be all about. We say the children are our future, but if we don't invest any time, any monies, or any gift that we could give them that they possibly wouldn't get otherwise, then really, what are we living for if we're not living to make our lives and someone else's life better? That's what I live my life by. Asator said, at MSO, people be thinking I'm playing when I tell them Toothless is going a one woman show every Wednesday and Sunday. It's a whole Broadway show with all of the originals. Thank you, Asator. You just prejudiced and you just love me dearly. So thank you so much. Uh, MSO said, I enjoy it. I'm glad that you do. I try my best, and Maria's just laughing at me. As I say, I apologize for all of my grammatical errors. I know the inner English professor is Toothless is killing her. He knows. He knows for real. And so Alicia said, look at these weirdos using them emojis to get attention. Oh my God, what emojis are they using now, Alicia? Yeah, well, you know what? They can use all the emojis they want. It really, today I look at this all. I am the most talked about smallest YouTuber on YouTube. I lose more people in a week than most people gain uh, in a month. So it is well with me. I really, really, really hate that these people don't really understand life and life more abundantly. But I have a beautiful life. I don't have any of the issues that a lot of these people have. I have a beautiful sister that literally take care of me, where these people think that means that she has to wash my body. No, she does not. She doesn't walk for me, but she definitely makes sure that if I want or need something, that I have it. That's my medicine, my food. My nephew is here, and he does what we need him to do as far as a man is concerned, and we're very content. My son is always at my beck and call, and he's a beautiful son. Uh, that's why I spell it S-U-N, and people think that I'm actually misspelling the word. No, he's my son. I don't know what yours is to you, but that's what mine is to me. And he's my son, and I love it. Uh, I have a beautiful life. I have an older sister that just turned 74, and we are so very happy for that. My mom's side had longevity. My father's side, as far as his mom and dad, they didn't live too old, but he had older siblings. His father did. Um, his mother, not so much. Um, as far as my mother, her mother lived until 104 years old, and her siblings got up in the teens, 100 and teen, like 16, things of that nature. So I have no complaints. Of course, we can always use more dollars and cents. Who couldn't? But for me, I would just give it away because I'm going to be trying to help somebody help themselves get out of the situation that they're in. I couldn't have survived without my family, and I only have one son that I gave birth to, and I have a niece that I claim as my daughter. And I wouldn't ask for life any other way. I'm very, very, very secure in who I. It took me a while getting. I did it through self-help books, and I did it through count family. I am that person. So I really can't complain. I hate that the people took the road that they took on YouTube instead of doing more with this platform. Because, we always complain about how we're the lowest on the totem pole and how nobody never give us a chance when we won't even give each other a chance. We see talent in somebody, and instead of us encouraging them with their talent, we try to take their talent away from them by destroying their name and putting them down. That's totally unacceptable. And I'm grateful that we have people such as Sister T, myself, Ryan, Asatar, calling out this misbehavior. I'm so grateful that Uncle Suge, he's been here for however long he's been here, but he's been exposing people the whole while he was here. This is nothing new that he's doing. He's not picking on anybody. So people can do and say and think what they want. Maria, how she sacrificed. She works 2 jobs, but she sacrificed, and she makes sure that she's in here giving us what we need when we need it. We can't ask for no more than that. So Alicia's always calling and checking on me and saying something kind with her beautiful voice and soothing and encouraging me. And she says that I encourage her equally as much, but she doesn't really know how she encourages me. Asator and I, Ryan and I, Asator and I, we're always talking, laughing, and going back and forth. And Asator is so real, so logical. I have to keep telling him about him and his logic. And one time I hollered at him, so he said, Toothless, why you holler at me? I felt bad. I keep telling him, but he loves me exactly the way I am. And I love him too, even though he gets on my nerve, breaking things down to the lowest common denominator, because he's going to do that. But he does that with everybody. It's not just one person. He is the same person. That's Asatar. Like he told me all the time, you need to be recording these conversations because this is funny as hell. Some of our conversations that we have. And so sometimes at night when I can't sleep, I'll call him as he works. And we keep each other company and we have fun just laughing and talking about just one subject. I'm telling y'all, we can't get past it because you got to break it down for me. And I mean, and I already, reached the conclusion, but he's got to break it down all the way. It's just like a map. If you put it, an address into your navigational system, you probably kind of know the basic area, but the navigational system going to take you a total different route than the way you would have gone, but you're going to end up at that place. Well, that's Asatar. He's going to break it down to the lowest common denominator. You will not be confused. Now, you might be confused by him getting you there, but you won't be confused once he break it down, because he's going to say it until you let him know that you got it. And he means no harm and no disrespect. That's just who he is, and that's the way his mind thinks. He, took psychology, and he's a coach, so he works with children, and he helps encourage people be the best that they can be. So we have just a lot of fun, and I have one or two people that I'm close to in my life, apart from this YouTube, but I've really met some beautiful people. I met some people that I thought were beautiful, but they were not. Hey, Catchy, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming. I met some beautiful people here on YouTube, and I treasure relationships and real people. No matter who you are and how real you are, as long as you're real, that's good with me. Because I don't have anywhere for anybody to go, so I don't judge people. I talk about them, and I try to tell people I talk about everybody I know, good, bad, or indifferent. Some people may tell you one way, but it's the other way. A lot of people will lie, because as they love to remind us when things are not going their way, we really don't know each other. No, we really don't. But yeah, we really do. Character. That's one of the things that, we used to hear when we first all came together was, I watch behavior. That's what Kwame Brown used to say. And then he has displayed some of the most despicable behavior. But he said that's what he watched behavior. And when you go by people's character and their behavior, and you listen to them, and you see how they speak to you and to others, then you pretty much know people. You don't have to meet somebody to know them or to even love them, because it's kind of like what we're taught from a Christian point of view. And that point of view is that God draws closer to those that draw closer to him. It's the same way in human relationships. You tend to get closer to people that are closer to you, that are friendlier, that are kinder. Those are the people that you gravitate to. My daddy has a saying, rarely do you catch a person complaining when it's in their favor. And we know that that's true. You will rarely catch a person complaining when it's going their way. The only time you pretty much is going to hear the complaint is when it's not going their way. For whatever reason that it's not going their way. It could be a reason in their own mind. Because a lot of things, I always caption it with real or imagined. Because some things we imagine, they're not even the way the person meant it, the way they said it, or even the way we heard it. It's just according to where you are in that moment. And so this has been one of those kind of weeks where, things don't necessarily go the way that you plan them to go. And you have to deal with the reality of your own life. And then, you want to be the best you that you can be for the people that support you weekly. At least I know that's my goal. It's just to be the best me that I can be. Sometimes I have a real subject matter. Sometimes I don't. I just come here and wing it and hope like hell that the people are interested in. So far, it has worked for me. So I don't have any complaints other than the craziness. And the craziness is kind of what makes us all stay where we need to be, in check, in line, whatever you want to call it. You call self-evaluation, the behavior of some of these people. And what I guess bothers me the most is most of these children, and that's what they are to me, children, are my son's age. My son is 42. So a lot of these people are younger than my son, but they're so very disrespectful. And, again, you can't demand respect. It's actually earned. And if a person don't respect you, then you let them go. You can't sit up and make them respect you, just like you can't make them love you. Hey, Angie, it's good to see you. You just can't do it. But again, I believe in all that is good. I believe in as much that lie within you. You do your best to keep the peace. But how much peace do I have to keep? And that's as much as you choose to. You got to learn to stand on your own square. And then once you're on your square, you don't let nobody knock you off. And you may get out of character from time to time. That's a part of being human. It's okay to feel. And if somebody cares for you in any capacity, then they'll give you an opportunity to make it right. And if they don't, then that's just something that needs to go on by the wayside. They have a lot of great, great quotes, but we do know that humans came up with those quotes. And so some people are not there to be there always. Some people are just there for really a passing moment or a season or, a reason. It doesn't necessarily have to be forever. But it's good when you have some forever people in your life. And I have some of those people in my life. From a little kid up until 64, we still have a right relationship. And that's because we know how to treat one another. So some of the things we could also help children with, it's a young lady who came on my platform when I used to give interviews, because I used to give interviews on Tuesday, but since these people started attacking me, then I quit bringing people on because I didn't want them to be subjected to the doxing and all of that stuff that's going on. But she has a lot of journals that she writes for children, coloring books, and she sells them on Amazon. And her name is Demetria El Tenay, and she's on Amazon. But I think what's very therapeutic for anybody is to write, no matter if you can spell or not. The good thing about writing is you write for yourself. You don't write for anyone to see it. So it doesn't matter if you spell the words right or not, as long as you can understand what you wrote. And you can either, once you get it out of you, because one of the biggest problems we have as people is that you're as sick as your secrets. And so any secrets that you keep, it keeps you with somebody having some type of power over your head. And you give your power to no one. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do because we're human. And okay, that's okay. But you got to know how to reel it back in. But the best way to empty your garbage, because we all have our own garbage, the best way to empty it is to write it out. And you write, like I said, for yourself, not for anybody else to see. When I first learned that lesson, I was with my second husband, and he's a drug addict. And so I used to write, and I would write and lay my tablet around so he could get it, so he could see how bad he was hurting me, as if he didn't know. He did know. And he may have liked it and he may not have liked it, but he knew exactly what he was doing. And so when you come to the realization that you can't control anybody but you, and sometimes you can't even control you, but that's who you work on controlling. You write it so that you can keep it, to see how you can check off, I want to be here by here, this by this. If you're a person that keep goals and do what you say, then that's a good measuring rod. If you're not one of those people, if you just need to get it out of you, just get it out of you, and then you can tear it up and throw it away. You can burn it up so that nobody will ever see it. But the key is getting it out of you without hurting somebody else. Because one of my biggest problems growing up was misplaced anger. And a lot of us as a people, because we deal in our emotions, we were taught to deal in our emotions. Although, if you would like, when me growing up, you could have emotions, but you better not show them to your parents. Yeah, you better show that shit to the mirror or to somebody else. But, you don't get caught talking about you rolling your eyes and all you doing is looking, but they swear you rolling your eyes at them. Don't get caught doing that. That's the N-O-N-O-N-O. No. So it's so many little nuances that we all really could tell the same story. And we grew up in different parts of the United States, and some of us in the city, some of us in the country, but we had some of the same traditions. And that's what, community and family is all about. And sometimes a lot of people, because of their belief system, they call them generational curses. I call it pathology. And so when you learn that it's a pathology and you can break the pathology at any point, but the breaking is normally going to start with you. You can't expect for somebody else to break it, not for you. It's a you thing, and you have to do it. And a lot of people think, and especially people that have alcohol and drug problems, they say that they're going to move away and start over. But one thing they have to take into consideration that most people don't do is that if you go, you're taking you with you. So no matter where you go, if you go and you haven't dealt with you where you are, then that same issue that you had where you are, you're going to have at the new place. So you got to start learning to deal with self. It is the best liberating thing you can ever do, is to know yourself. And I guarantee you, and as sad as it sounds, a lot of us don't know who we are. And that's how we get caught up in the herd mentality that goes on this YouTube. A lot of people, this is all they have. And only in their real lives will tolerate them. They won't even give them 5 minutes of time. You know, some of these people are really lonely and really hurting. And we can tell by the behavior that they display on this platform. We can tell. You know, they may think that they're keeping it a secret. But for those of us who have lived life and lived life abundantly, and see, what's abundant to me may not be abundant to somebody else. It's to whatever you see as abundant, not what somebody else sees. And one thing my mom taught us, and it has gotten me through many a days in this lifetime, and that is, you don't ever be envious of nobody for what they have, because you might not be willing to pay the price that they're willing to pay for it. And when you look at anything like that, I guarantee you, you can walk away with your head up straight and a smile on your face, even with no teeth. You can walk around and do this here and feel so good about who you are and what you've become. And you don't have to envy anybody, because she's right. It's a whole lot of shit people do I'm not willing to do. I'm just not. And it don't have to be anything way out the way. It's just I'm not willing to do that. So I feel real confident and real good in the things that I choose to do, because I know it's something that I like and something that I want. And that's why I come and show up every week, as twice a week. Twice a week is enough for me, because with my congestive heart failure, I truly sometimes just don't have the strength or the energy. And after I get off of here, I'm just sitting here running my mouth. After I get off of here, I may sleep for the next 2 days. But because I help so many people, and what I do is advocate for people. So I do a lot of writing and a lot of reading and researching and trying to teach them what they need to do and say. So sometimes I'm up 24 hours. Sometimes I'm up 48 hours. And then sometimes I sleep equally as long. So, you know, I just play it however I feel in any given day. And I don't allow people to make me feel bad anymore. There was a time in life when I thought I could save the world. And then I learned that I had to take off my God suit, because I'm not God. And I can't save nobody. What I can do is I can encourage you and I can listen to you. But after I give you a couple of suggestions and you seem to don't think that they're going to work for you, then I don't want to hear your story no more. I really don't. And I'm grateful for all the people that listened to mine when I was, you know, working my way up. I'm very grateful, because they didn't have to do it. Some of them did it because they didn't want to deal with the reality of their own lives, so they would rather laugh at my pain. And that's the way I see these people out here on YouTube. they would rather listen to somebody tell the most obnoxious lies and say some of the most dastardly things about myself and my family they know nothing about. But these people seem to think that this person knows everything, and everything they say is true. Nothing these liars say are true, but they call me truthless liar, and that's catchy, I guess, to a fool. That's very catchy to a fool. The most lyingest two people on YouTube call me truthless liar. Isn't that beautiful? And I can live with that. Because one thing else my mama taught her children is to make what they say about you be a lie. So I know these people don't have a clue of who I am. And if they did, they wouldn't dare do and say the things that they do and say. But they send people your way to befriend you. And you think that these people really, really are interested in you as an individual. But most of them are not. And my son tried to warn me of people, but I didn't quite get it. I thought I had it, and I know I'm an adult, I can handle it, and I can handle it, but I was not really prepared for the things that happened to me since August 21st of 2022. Was not prepared, but trust me, I was made for it. So they picked the right one. They just didn't know that they did. But I am that girl. And then I see those people over there calling me crazy and a breakdown, and all of them want to smell my chair. I've never seen so many people want to smell Joe Malone. All they got to do is go to the store. They sell the cologne. They don't have to worry about it. Not my chair. They just need to go get them a bottle. And maybe they too will smell as good as I do. I guess they think because I'm fat that you don't smell good. I don't understand people. I think if you're any size and if you don't wash your behind, you're gonna stink. I think that's just human. We all sweat, we all get dirty. They said we was made from the dirt, from the ground. So I think that happens to us all. I don't think it just happened to fat people. But hey, who am I and what do I know? The only thing that I do know is that I am grateful for everybody that comes to see me. I try to support those that support me. Sometime I may be asleep and I might miss something, but I do my best. I didn't even know about sharing until I was listening to Sister T one night, and she was talking about sharing the videos. The only thing I knew about sharing videos is when I send one to somebody on the phone. I didn't even know anything about posting it on the community wall. That's a sharing. And once I learned that, then that's what I started doing. It's so much when you're new that you don't learn. And you got all these hustlers out here that's not trying to teach you the ropes of YouTube. And perhaps since this is a business, we probably should read like I do everything else and spend some time learning about this business. But when you first come to YouTube and decide to be a content creator, you don't have a clue as to those are the things that needs to be done. That you should familiarize yourself with the community guidelines. Uh, Learning how to edit, not editing where I can put in pictures and I can't do any of that, but learning how to edit in case somebody hits you with a privacy strike and you need to take something out of a video. I know how to do that. All you got to do is ask Google. And you can do that on anything. And you can buy whatever the programs are that help you if you want to learn how to do the in-depth editing. I'm probably never going to get there. I don't really like computers, but I learned enough to be able to navigate through what I need to do. And I've learned so much about YouTube just in the past, what, 11 months. I've learned so much. I knew nothing about flagging and stuff like that until October when it started happening to me. And then you learn how to return the favor. And so it's so much that we can do to encourage and to help one another as opposed to turn each other down. Unfortunately, these people are not interested in that because it's all about money. And all they want are likes, clicks, views, and donations. And I can understand that to some degree. But money is what a means to an end. And if it defines you as an individual, then you are a very sad individual. And I know you have no substance and no relationships in real life. Because the things that I seek in life, I promise you, money can't buy. Money won't buy it. No matter how much you spend, you don't have enough. You can't pay somebody to be kind to you. They're either going to be kind to you or they're not. It's just that simple. They're going to love you or they're not. They're going to respect you or they're not. I don't care how much money you give them. They'll do anything until the money run out. And after that, you're on your own. So you need to learn to be on your own anyway. And a lot of our children that are these ages here on YouTube have no concept of a mother's love. And you can tell by the way that they talk to us elderly women. And they say that we're all just no good and we're all just want to start problems. No, that's not true. A lot of us don't even know our place. A lot of us don't know the real truth of the matriarchy and how important it is to honor the womb that brought you here. And if it didn't bring you here, it brought somebody else here. We are the givers of life. We are the foundation of government. We are the first teachers, the first nurturers, the first lovers of life because we give life. A lot of people don't understand that. And so they don't really see us like that. And a lot of the music that we listen to don't let us really appreciate us as who we really are as women or men. The war is not between the both of us, but we don't understand that, nor are we trying to hear that. But I guarantee you, the war that we're fighting is the wrong war. It's not against each other. We should be united in whatever we do. We should be supportive of each other in whatever we do. And you don't have to be against anybody. Just stand for right. Being wrong will have to go away. It must go away if you stand for something. But of course, I don't know if anybody has heard this saying, but if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And a lot of people on this YouTube are caught up in the quagmire of falling for anything. They don't quite understand. But as the old folks say, keep living. You keep living, you will understand. I guarantee you will. I have 30 likes. You guys have been very good to me. Asatar, what did you say? Also, the community guidelines are consistently changing, so we can just read it once. Got to keep up with it. 100, 100. And that is so true. Asatar, before I leave, do you want to come up? Because I'm getting ready to call it a night. I got a letter I got to write tonight. And so, do you want to come up before I go? I'm so glad that everybody came to support me. I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday. Like I said, it's been one of those weeks for me, but I am well. Everything is going the way I planned and the way I expected. So I don't have any complaints in that department. My nephew lost a friend. Young man was just out earlier today riding, having a good time with one of their friends. And a couple of hours later, his brother was trying to call him, and he had gotten in his car and had a massive heart attack. And this young man is just in his early 50s. So it happens, It happens to the young and the old. A little fella lost his life this week as well to gun violence. There has to be a way at some point in time when we have to quit playing with gun violence and look at what is really causing the problem. We know that humans use guns, but I think it's more the guns. But we could have that debate forever. It's just like the chicken and the egg. Everybody wants to debate about something. But some things should not even be up for debate. It should be common sense, kind of like when Esoter reduce things down to the lowest common denominator. You should be able to see what the issues really are. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming and supporting me tonight. I'm going to get ready to bid everybody a good night. And I look forward to seeing you guys Wednesday. Of course, you know I'm going to leave with a couple of songs and stay Just got to put in those two because they never came up. So we need to find out what happened to them. They're still trying to flag me as I'm going off. Why, I don't know, but it's okay. That's what they do. One good thing about it, every last one of my videos has to go through manual review. And the majority of them are approved. I've had one or two that are not. And I'll have to live with that. And it's okay. But I'm going to get ready to leave the Tiger's Den, and I'm going to bid everybody a good night. And remember, justice for CJ. And remember, not me in 2023. That's my hashtag. You won't bully me. Not me. And if any of you all are interested, I love this t-shirt. I don't know about you guys, but it's just do it. And that's Dewberry, Anthony Dewberry. He has his own channel, and so you guys can check that out. The guy, and his name is Cross, and Cross Your Heart. He has a website. He does clothing, and to support him, you can. They're striking awfully hard because I'm blinking in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So the war team is really working. Chase Bank, I guess he's supposed to be head of security. I know he has a big head, so I know that he's definitely hitting the strike button because he said that he really struck me good once. So they're doing what they do, and it's to be expected. And we're going to allow them to do what they do as we do what we do. And that's we're going to keep on moving forward, trying to get better and help each other be the best us that we can be. And on that note, I'm going to bid you good night. Goodbye. In remembrance of CJ. Drove the hearse Cadillac. A crowd of people gathered round, all dressed in black. And as they removed his body from the car, such pain she never knew. It filled her heart. Why, oh why, I heard his mother cry. But oh Lord, it was the beginning of her. And justice for CJ. In a mother's love, you will find everything. Everything's alright. To a mother's love, you are bound. You can rest on sacred ground. You are free to dream because she sees what you can be. Did you know that mental health is a family affair? It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Wow. One child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mama loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good to mom. Blood thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Oh, a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave because your heart is there. But you can't stay because you've been somewhere else. You can't cry because you look broke down, but you're crying anyway because you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Well, it's a family affair. Hey, hey. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. So I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Let me take you back to my elementary school days. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. I didn't do nothing to these people. People. I didn't do anything to these people. But I'm being bullied anyway. We will stop the bullying. And it starts with me. My new hashtag, not me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. You see, Cheryl will do what she said she will do. She will stand by her word and see it through. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. There just ain't one weapon, no. You see, I'm the weapon. And I do what I say I'm going to do. And as I opened the show, I will close it. Tragedies are commonplace. All kind of diseases. People are slipping away. Economy's down. I can't get enough pay. As for me, all I can say is thank you, chat, for all you've done for me. Hey, it could have been me outdoors with no shoes and no clothes, or just alone without one friend, or just another number with a tragic end. But you didn't see fit to let none of these things be. And every day by your support, you keep on keeping me. I want to say thank you, chat, for all you've done for me. Good night.